Congratulations on your purchase of a wood gasification boiler from Alternative Fuel Boilers. Over the course of this video, we'll be discussing setting up your boiler, starting your boiler, basic care and maintenance, and exhausting and venting. Following these steps will ensure a long-lasting and satisfactory performance from your boiler. After you've unpacked your boiler, you'll find the following items in the top compartment: an installation and operating manual, an aquastat and immersion well, high-temperature silicone, a circulator pump, and a water pressure relief valve. In the bottom compartment, you'll find a handle for operating the turbulators, a handle for the flue damper, and the plate for the bottom refractory. Make sure to center this in the unit. Now it's time to attach the flue damper handle. Simply screw it on and then tighten it with a 3/4 inch wrench. Once the handle is attached, it can be pulled out, acting as a safety latch, ensuring that while the unit is under pressure, the door cannot be opened until the handle has been relieved. Now we'll see how to tighten the door seal. It is important to note that while adjusting this, the handle needs to be shut at all times. The first step in adjusting the door seal is loosening the half nut in the back. Once that's done, take an 1 1/8" box wrench and turn them at 1/4 to half turn intervals. This will ensure the door seal is tightened properly. Next, we'll attach the handle to operate the turbulators. You can secure this by hand, and the lever should always be at 6 o'clock. Once this is done, the handle needs to be operated 3 times as shown. This needs to be done once daily. On the back of the boiler, we have the return line, the check valve, ball valve, circulation pump, and another ball valve above the circulation pump. The ball valves turn off the pump so it can be safely removed. There's also the supply, aquastat, and an air purge to get any oxygen out of the lines in the boiler. Located in the middle of the back of the boiler is the 8-inch exhaust fan, although the size can range up to 12 inches on commercial boilers. At the bottom of the boiler is the drain valve if you ever wish to drain your boiler. Next is the wiring hookup located on the back of the boiler. After removing the cover, you'll find the main power is hooked up on the second slot from the left. The common wire will be hooked up on the third slot from the left, and the ground wire is hooked up on the first slot from the left. A ledger for these wires can also be found on the back of the cover plate. It should also be noted that the yellow wire on the bottom acts as a jumper. One side goes to the aquastat and the other goes to the return of the aquastat. Start by using wadded up newspaper and kindling. Once that's done, start a fire inside the boiler. Once the fire is going, add firewood, and within a few minutes your boiler should have a good strong fire going. We'll start with keeping your boiler clean. Using the tools sold separately in the accessory kit, scrape out any creosote buildup in the top compartment. This needs to be done on a monthly basis. Now, on the bottom compartment, cleaning out the ash and residue should be done every 2 weeks. To make sure it's properly cleaned, remove the bottom refractory plate. When putting the plate back, make sure the 2-inch end is in the back and the 1-inch end is in the front. This ensures that most of the particles will collect at the front of the compartment. Make sure to center it when it's reset. Now it's time for cleaning and maintenance of the boiler. We'll start by removing the back panel. There's 12 screws in all. These can be removed with any electric screwdriver. Once the screws are out, take off the back plate. The next step is removing the top panel. First, you need to remove the 632 bolts located in the corners of the top panel. After that's done, remove the last 2 screws in the center of the top panel and the panel should lift right off. Now we'll remove the insulation with a utility knife. Cut all the way across the top and on the sides as shown. Once you've done that, peel away the insulation like so. You'll now have to remove the two 3/8 nuts located on the top plate and the ones in the front of the gray plate shown here. Once all the bolts have been taken out, remove both panels, revealing the turbulator arms. Remove the bolts from the turbulator arms and slide them carefully out. After you've done this, it is advised you wire brush each turbulator arm off. Now, to clean the heat exchanger shafts, attach a bore brush with an extended shaft to a drill and clean them out as shown to remove any soot and ash buildup. An important side note is the locking nut shown here. Don't tighten it all the way. Let it free float on the turbulator bar when reattaching the turbulator arms as shown. Once the turbulator arms are reattached, use the handle to make sure the turbulator arms are attached properly. The next step is cleaning off the old silicone. Once this is done, use the high temperature silicone provided to reattach the back plate. After you secure the panel, begin reattaching the nuts in the top panel you removed earlier. Once everything is secured, reset the insulation. In order to properly secure it, you'll need reinforced insulation tape shown here. This can be found at any HVAC company. Now just tape everything back in place. After you've done this, simply reverse all the steps you followed earlier to put the cover panels back in place. First is the barometric damper. This is an 8-inch pipe with an 8-inch T used for exhausting and venting. On the outside is a triple wall pipe with a handle at the bottom for cleanout. It should be noted that the exhaust has to be 2 feet above anything within a 10-foot radius. By following these simple steps, you'll ensure your boiler gives you maximum performance. If you have any other questions, please call us at 716-792-2095 and we'll be happy to assist you.